Alright, so time to kick off the Summer of Discography month of August. So, you guys voted for it, and now you are going to get the Tool discography reviews by none other than myself, Midnight Strike 3625, and I'm going to be starting with their first two releases, 72826, the demo album, as well as their EP Opiate, before getting into their main discography with their main full-length feature albums. So, to start off, these two are pretty much what started their popularity in the underground scene. The demo is very raw. It included mostly studio material, but it was a very raw quality. It was very heavy and just very grunge oriented as well. So Opiate focused more on the live aspect with a few live tracks thrown in there, but some of them were studio master recordings, albeit higher quality than the demo, of course, but not as raw. But we'll get into that as soon as we get into the second part of this review, as I said, is going to be a double review. I haven't done one of those for an album since, well, Skid Row and Slave to the Grind back in 2012, so that was a while ago. Anyways, getting on into it, 72826 is their first release, and it includes 6 songs, Cold and Ugly, Hush, Part of Me, Crawl Away, Sober, and Jerk Off. So, if I'm looking up, I'm looking at this giant TV that I just got. So I actually explained that in my update video, the last thing that I posted yesterday. So basically, these 6 songs, though, are all very raw. They're of demo quality, like I said, but the vocals are really good and spot on. But, the thing I like most about this EP is the guitar work. It just sounds very raw. It just has this heavy crunch, and it just sounds like straight up grunge. Probably one of the better grunge albums that I've heard. So we start off with Cold and Ugly. This is actually my favorite song off of here, with the exception of Part of Me, of course. But it just begins with this really heavy, really crunchy kind of guitar riff, and then some eerie vocals thrown in there. So one weakness that I would have to say, though, on this album, or EP, demo, whatever you want to call it, are the lyrics. I don't know, it just seems kind of weird, especially it's prevalent on Hush more so, because it's my least favorite song, personally. I don't know, it's just he tells you to go kill yourself, go fuck yourself, and he's just randomly saying all these obscenities. I don't personally get it, and I don't really like the song that much. It's okay, but it's not the best. So, Cold and Ugly, Part of Me, Crawl Away, Sober, Jerk Off. Like I said before, Cold and Ugly is my favorite song, as well as Part of Me. Those two are just really heavy on the guitars and the distortion, yet it's very crisp and auditory, and it has a really kind of neat production value to it, in that it is a demo album. So, basically, I'm going to give this album, or demo album, probably a 9 out of 10, because it has a perfect, and I mean perfect, guitar tone. It's crisp, yet distorted, yet you can hear the bass. The vocals are a little bit drowned in the mix, but that's a minor complaint I have. But just overall, it's a really phenomenal listen, especially for a demo. I was really surprised. So we get into the next recording, which is Opiate, and it was released the next year. So this one is still in the grunge orientation, as the band was still experimenting with how they wanted to sound, or at least that's my understanding of it. And it's got 6 songs: Sweat, Hush, Part of Me, Cold and Ugly, the live version, and the live version of Jerk Off, as well as the title track Opiate, which is very interesting, especially towards 3/4 mark. So to get delving into the album itself, Sweat is a very good song. It's got this crisp, very just heavy, distorted kind of guitar production. It's also very clean at the same time. So it's a very interesting listen. The vocals are definitely smoothed out since the last release, so they're a little bit bumped up higher in the production. I do like that. The lyrics are a bit improved on this release, but I'm not sure which one I like better, per se. I actually kind of prefer the production on the demo album, but the weird thing is they actually included like a lot of the songs off the demo, but live. So I guess they're trying to focus more on like the live aspect of the band. Who knows? Basically, Cold and Ugly and Jerk Off are the live album releases from the demo from the 72826, something like that, 862, 826. Toolshed, that's basically what everyone calls it. So from the Toolshed demos. So the live versions are just a lot more energetic, I must say. I actually do prefer the live versions of these songs, Cold and Ugly and Jerk Off, to their studio counterparts in the demo, but I do like the production value on the demo versions a little bit more. But just the live energy, then just, the energy of the crowd, you can definitely feel it, and that's just what makes it all the more better in my opinion. So moving on, Part of Me, this one is very good. Like I said on the last release, I'm not even sure which one I like better. Personally, I like both of them. So they're both good. Like I said, the vocals are definitely brought out in a mix. You can't really hear the bass as well in the main studio master recording of this, but it's not as heavy and distorted as it was in their demo. So I mean, demo is about as raw as you can get, personally. That's what I think. But the final track on this album, or EP, Opiate, is 8 minutes and 29 seconds long. This is a very, very big discrepancy with this band, because up until this point, they were making like 4-minute songs, basically. Actually, yeah, 2 to 4 minute songs. Every single one of their songs was 2 to 4 minutes long. So up until this point, they haven't really crafted that many very, very, very long songs. So up until 3/4 of the song, Opiate, it is a phenomenal, just eerie, atmospheric kind of journey through what this band is about to become. It's just like I said, it's a very image-based band. They have a lot of interesting imagery, especially on the cover of Toolshed, which is, it's a dick. So I don't know. They just like to experiment with different kinds of visuals. So Opiate, though, like I said, very atmospheric, very eerie. It's not so much heavy, it's more mid-tempo. So, and it gets really weird around the 3/4 mark. He starts just spouting off random, just talking lyrics, and I don't know, it's kind of fun to listen to at first. You're just like, what is going on here? You're just kind of weirded out. But, eventually I found it to be quite enjoyable, quite entertaining, especially on the second listen. So, overall, I think Opiate is a little bit better than Toolshed, or 72826, if you want to call it that. A little bit better, not by much. So I'm going to give Opiate a 9.2 out of 10. I really enjoyed this one, but the production wasn't as raw as their demo album, which, in my opinion, is a weakness. That's really the only thing that I could say about it. So with that, this is Midnight Strike 3625. I hope you enjoyed my review. Keep calm and rock on.